Hi everyone, today we're going to discuss a philosophical question that has been around for a while, and this is, does destiny exist? Well, same as most of philosophical questions, it actually does not have a correct answer, but we believe that it does not exist, so we're going to use two philosophers that can support our idea, and then we're going to discuss another philosopher who can actually disagree with our idea, and well, let's go. Friedrich Nietzsche was this German philosopher who was born in the 19th century and write about what he believed that was life. He said that life's purpose was to become this Übermensch, which is the German word for Superman, a human being with super abilities. And to do this, these men have to, when he died, he was reborn with the exact same life, and he had to pass all over his life again until he actually achieved the amor fati, which was his belief for the love of life. So only when the human being actually enjoys his life as the full potential, when he sat down and think, well, I actually don't regret anything of my life, that's when he became the amor fati. And then when he died, he will achieve the Übermensch, which is like a life with a purpose that man itself has to aim to.
Furthermore, Jean-Paul Sartre is another philosopher who also denies the existence of any external spiritual force that controls our life. Sartre was a non-existentialist supporter, and as well as another atheist existentialist philosophers, he also commented the philosophy that existence precedes essence, meaning that first something must exist in order to be defined by any meaning. Moreover, not only does man exist, human nature as a concept is in existence because there is no God that conceives it. Therefore, man is the only one who has the power to shape their own meaning as they want, and man is no other thing than what they make of their own. Taking into account the previous, not only does Sartre denies the existence of God, but he also denies the existence of any human nature or force that defines the finite purpose of man. With all, Sartre claims that man is condemned to be free, meaning that there is a responsibility behind any action and decision that is taken, and it's up to them what they make of their meaning of life. Sartre following quote critiques the previous matter. Man is condemned to be free, because once it is thrown into the world, he's responsible for everything he does. It is up to you what you give it to meaning. Exploring Kierkegaard's philosophy that one is either lost in the infinite or lost in the finite, Sartre explains that either one is lost, choosing from unlimited options and assuming its consequences, or lost by choosing from limited options and wandering on the infinite. Still, in both cases, the only force that is shaping our future is our own.
In the opposition side, we have John Calvin. He was a French philosopher and theologist in 1509. He made his own doctrine called Calvinism. Calvinism takes ideas from Christian religion. Man has a destiny that is made by God. So he says we don't have free will. Instead of that, every experience we have in life and every choice we took are only part of a God's plan.
Although the Calvinist stance speaks of a human being on a plane of existence superior to the earth, it is illogical to say that human being, by his ancestors, cannot be saved by himself. The human being is condemned to be free, however counterproductive it sounds, and that someone is condemned by birth to a lifestyle to a single purpose. Happiness is the grace of God, the goodness or perdition, the evilness It's a simplistic view of a human being. Even the vision that everything happens outside of our control is wrong, because the idea that everything that happens is external takes away the responsibility of what happens in our environment and therefore autonomy. If nothing we do or decide matters because someone has already made the decision for us, what is the point of deciding or doing something in the first place if it is already going to happen? This philosophy does not plan to talk about the purpose of man, but the opposite. He wants to take away the purpose to avoid the stress of thinking. He wants to convert. I will become what I should, whatever God deserves. We can just sit back and wait for things to happen. They won't happen if we don't make them happen. The only thing that limits us is ourselves, nobody else, and it will be us who will decide the future we want, even if we do not get it.
After validating all the information and research done throughout the whole semester, our team came to the conclusion that humans don't have a predetermined destiny to fulfill, and that life is not bound to happen just because destiny says so. We arrived to this solution to our problem through the ideology of the two famous philosophers we chose, which are Friedrich Nietzsche and Jean-Paul Sartre. Nietzsche, in his ideology, states that life is not identified, and the only thing that makes humans what they are is their freedom. While Sartre gets his conclusion through existentialism and its view of life, and how we first exist, and then we craft and we build our own essence or meaning. Some opposition to our solution comes from people who believe in a higher being that knows it all and sees it all, that being God. But it is normally just thought to be a way of giving a meaning to their own lives. It's a way to find a meaning without having to develop it yourself. So to conclude, I'd like to repeat what has already been said, and we can't just trust destiny, so we must forge our own by giving meaning to our own lives.